What's up, everybody? It's your boy Melvin here for another review. So today I'm going to review Said you like the last week's episode of Classic Review? How about we do another Rod Serling project? This is the Classic Review of Rod Serling's Night Gallery. But before we begin, have you subscribed? Did you hit the bell? Did you like this video? If so, what are you waiting for until the gallery is open? Just please be careful which one you see. It might be your last. And let's begin. I think it's been a while since the hit of... This was Rod Serling's next series, but it's focused on more on horror than sci-fi. Unfortunately, it only lasted 3 seasons because of, well, it wasn't bad, but the problem is, it's the studio. They keep putting their noses in their... Okay, you know what the problem with studios? They keep putting their noses, which makes things worse. Like, example. And they've been nosy on this series for a while, and that's why people say it was bad. It wasn't Rod Serling's fault. It was the studio execs who put in their noses, so it wouldn't give him much. And plus, here's the funny part. After that, they had to do reruns, and they had to chop them up in different pieces, which makes things a lot worse. But I'm going to tell you anyway. So Night Gallery started from the pilot from 1969, and then has first 3 seasons from 1970 until I think 1970 or 1971. I gotta check. Yeah, 1971, I believe. Yeah, no, 1970. Sorry, I gotta check my resources. So yeah. The first one that started the series was the pilot from 1969, which features 3 stories. The first one's called The Cemetery, which actually I kind of like. This was my favorite one because this one has of all the painting, which we all know. Follows a nephew murdering his uncle. The nephew, played by Roddy McDowell, is haunted by a family painting that keeps changing. If you remember, it's the mansion by the cemetery, and he keeps seeing, looks like his uncle coming out of the grave in the painting. He keeps changing every time he gets closer and closer until he gets a heart attack and dies. Then the servant, who inherits all, knows as well and keeps repeating the cycle again. This time, both uncle and nephew. Then you have the third, which involves John Crawford playing a blind woman who undergoes surgery, but she only has 12 hours to see. Which, well, face it. In fact, this was actually directed by Steven Spielberg. No joke. It was directed by Steven Spielberg, which is pretty cool. And finally, it was the last story. It's Escape Room, involves a Nazi fugitive facing the consequences of his past action. Which, yeah, he's hiding in South America, and then his past came to haunt him. Which I rarely remember because I'm not those about that. Then we hit the seasons, which there are 3 seasons, but I'm not gonna read the title. I have to do it by memory because I've seen some of the episodes. Most are based on literature. I think there was one episode I liked. It was called Pamela's Voice, and this one stars John Ashton. If you don't remember him, he's the original Gomezados in the Addams Family, and America's Funny Lady, Phyllis Diller, playing the husband and wife duo. It starts as John Ashton's character looking at his wife's casket, and then seeing her ghost nagging because he's getting tired of her voice, face it. And then John Ashton telling her it's bedtime time, but she doesn't stand until he realizes he's dead. because he murdered her because he's getting tired of her nagging all the time. Turns out I don't know how he died. I think he was executed or something. And here's the funny thing. She's like, oh, the pecking order. Well, she's up. He actually ended up hell, and this ain't one goes up, one goes down. But it turns out she made a choice by making him a living hell by turning her into her own torture. Oh boy, it's kind of funny you put two of the most funny people ever in one episode. Then you had one called the Doll, which no, it's not talking to you. It takes back to the Victorian era, involving a general or colonel watch over her niece after the death of her parents, which she receives a strange gift of a weird doll from somebody. He didn't like it, nor the nanny, until he realized when he tracked down he was sent by an Indian man, supposedly sent to the colonel as a revenge for the execution of his brother at India during a firing squad. Which the doll is actually cursed because if the doll bites, its bite is more deadlier. Which at first he got himself a new doll until that damn doll actually destroyed it. Literally, and he just watching when he walks into the hallway, he spots a doll right there sitting on the stairs with a grim smile. Until he got bit by it. He takes the doll and throws it in the fireplace and tells the nanny to leave. But before that, since he's wealthy, he managed to give most of his inheritance to his niece, so she had some friends, some toys. But before that, a servant watched the whole thing in terror as he starts to transform. Back with the Indian guy, he's about to leave until he receives a package from himself, and guess what it is? It's a doll! The transformed doll of the Colonel. This time he's smiling. He's gonna bite you. Which was pretty creepy. The doll just opened his eye and smiled. That was delayed, good grief. Then you have, I can't remember the name, but it's more like a Flying Dutchman, but not what you think. It takes place over in the ocean. A crew spots a lifeboat, but knows the lifeboat is covered in barnacles up to the top. And when they manage to rescue it, follows a woman. It's actually a guy in a woman's dress. This is when they got a shock of their life because the lifeboat says RMS Titanic, which that's impossible because she sank. I think she sank 4 years ago. At first, we don't usually get until they mention the wartime, and until we get a massive jinx. The guy was actually rescued by crew members of the RMS Lusitania. Oh boy! He wakes up, tells them that he was actually a member of the crew of the Titanic, which was impossible. They examine the lifeboat, which, damn, somehow, until I realized he was a coward and jumped ship dressed as a woman until he realized he's cursed. He's a living flying Dutchman. A cursed person. Anybody being rescued by doomed ships. Yeah. Soon everybody disappears. He's looking around. Not even the lifeboat's gone. Now he spots the U-boat and the Lusitania got sunk. Back now another one. Sorry, have to stop like that. Another ship sees the lifeboat. This time they spot the lifeboat says Lusitania, and they say that's impossible. She's been sank over 30 years. And guess what ship that was? The Andrea Doria. Yeah, the Andrea Doria. Damn. That's a lot of cursed shit. I guess the ladies. Sorry, I won't make that joke if it's too insensitive, but after that, then you had. I think it was one episode involves a professor mocking the old gods like Cthulhu, Mr. Peabody's last lecture, I think. That's what it's called. He was doing a lecture on mythical gods from the old era. Somehow he found a manuscript of the old gods like Cthulhu and other gods. Somehow he's mocking them until he got turned into a seaweed man, literally. Right there, lightning strikes him right in front of his class. Damn. That was pretty funny, actually. Right. Sorry. And yeah, there are other episodes like I'm trying to remember because I haven't seen much of the Night Gallery. I actually had 3 seasons of it, which wow, there I recommend it. It's pretty good for those who are into nostalgia. There, I think there's one episode involves some type of not an asylum, but it's like one of those. Okay, you know what? Like the okay, you remember from Friday the 13th, the new a new begin, right? So that type of asylum is actually like a countryside that involves a white girl with blonde hair. The doctor keeps following her, and then realize they're actually dead because she's actually a ghost, well, a ghost wolf actually. Then you have others episodes like there's one there by Orson Welles. Can't remember the title, but hey, I drew never told it in the series, so. But yeah, I think that's much I can think of Night Gallery. I consider the series good, but if it wasn't for the meddling of studio execs, because hey, they like to ruin shit. I mean, literally, like ruin everything. I kind of wish they put on Netflix or just like the Twilight Zone. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, I think that'll be it for today. And what do I recommend this? If you're into nostalgia, if you like art, yeah. There's even an art book of the art of Night Gallery, which is it's in eBay, I believe, or on Amazon. I'm planning to buy it so I can check out the artworks that were used in this each painting that was used for each story. I kind of like that. But yeah, I recommend it if you're into these nostalgia. If you're always wondering why it hasn't lasted longer like the Twilight Zone, blame the execs because this was not by CBS. This was by Universal. CBS did with the Twilight Zone. Universal was the Night Gallery. But don't worry. They actually made an Easter egg with The Simpsons with the Treehouse of Horror. I think it was with Treehouse of Horror 2 they did the Easter egg of the Bart as Rod Serling pretending to be in the Night Gallery, entering each story in the Treehouse of Horror. I don't know if it's the Treehouse of Horror 1, 3, 2, or 3. But yeah, I gotta check. But yeah, that'll be it for today. And if you like the video, give it a like. And if you like last week's video, give it a like as well. And also recommend to your friends. And also we're ahead for our goal of reaching 100,000 so we can get more glory. Nah. I don't know what. But still, recommend it to your friends. Subscribe, like the video. That'll be awesome. It'll help the algorithm a lot. And I'll see you next time, people. Peace. Peekaboo.